Joining us now, Alan Collinge, co-founder of Student Loan Justice. Alan, it's good to see you again. The ruling tomorrow doesn't really have anything to do with the bankruptcy laws or not. You and I have discussed those before. Is anybody holding out real hope that the $10,000 or $20,000 of forgiveness is going to be accepted by the Supreme Court?
Well, if you look at the merits of the case, Leland, this is a pretty flimsy case. The plaintiffs really don't have any standing. The state of Missouri and its sort of adjunct really aren't suffering any financial losses here. So I really think if Amy Coney Barrett is consistent, I think that they'll affirm this cancellation just on the lack of standing alone. But, you know, whichever way it goes, Leland, this is not a win for student loan borrowers. You know, $10,000 or $20,000 is a drop in the bucket for the worst hurt borrowers. And so, quite frankly, whichever way it goes, the loans will be turned back on at the end of the summer. And getting the loans back on in the continued absence of constitutional bankruptcy rights, that's exactly what the student loan, I call it the student loan swamp.
Right,
exactly
but
what
you say worst hurt borrowers is somehow their victims. Nobody was forcing them to accept these loans. I understand the bankruptcy argument that you should be able to declare bankruptcy the same way you could on a mortgage or anything else. But how do we get from beyond that to them being victims?
I'll give you just a couple of examples just off the top of my head. So one of our members in California, she borrowed $26,000 in the 80s and 90s. To date, she's repaid over $100,000 on this $26,000 note. And today she owes something like $135,000. And that's not an isolated case. I could go on for quite some time.
That's called interest, number one. And number two, there's other in late fees. And there's other times there's specific situations. You can always find one out of 10 or 12 million events and say, hey, this is a bad situation. Fine. But overall, why are all these people victims?
Well, in fact, 85% of all federal student loan borrowers, even before the pandemic, they had increasing balances. They were never going to be able to repay their loans. Most importantly, before the pandemic, 58.9%, so that's nearly 3 out of 5 of all borrowers were not making payments on their loans. And even discounting for...
Right, but okay, how is it fair, though, that people who have household debt, average debt for an American, $100,000, mortgage debt, $236,000, medical debt, at least $700, you add in car loans and everything else, why should the people with student loan debt get that washed off? I understand that there's a lot of people going through financial hardship. I'm still not understanding the argument why it's fair that certain people with certain loans, because they're owed to the taxpayers, the federal government, that those are the loans that should just get eliminated.
The loans are unconstitutional, Leland. All the loans that you just mentioned have bankruptcy rights as they exist for all other loans, all other borrowers, statutes of limitations, fair debt collection laws, truth in lending. These federal student loans have been turned into licenses to steal. And the federal government, by the way, the taxpayer, they have made nearly every nickel of their money back. And remember, in 1965, when President LBJ rolled this system out, he declared that the loans would be free of interest. Free of interest. Well, today, over $100 billion a year clicks off on the backs of people across the country. And if you look at, for example, the state of Texas.
No, you make a great point that the loans are going to get turned back on one way or the other, and effectively, as controversial as the president's order was, it's really kind of a drop in the bucket on the larger issue. Alan, we got to run, but thank you very much. We'll see what happens.
Thank you, Leland.
All right. Yeah, thank you. Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.